I see some shit all the time with Facebook Marketplace where it's things like 20-year-old DVD players, and they're like, yeah, it works like brand new, $100. And I'm thinking, does anyone even buy DVD players anymore? Like, you can get them for like
No.
$10.
Yeah, what the hell?
Hi, friends and fans. Welcome back to I Want to Believe. Each episode, a special guest and I will review paranormal videos, alleged proof of ghosts, and see if we can debunk them. For our final episode of Season 1, I am joined by our very first special guest of the series, Lincoln Smallwood. Welcome back, Lincoln, and how are you?
I'm good, Justin. How are you?
Yeah, good. Look, I won't lie, I've had a bit of a cursed few weeks, but look, it is what it is. But I do have to ask, so back in the first episode, you touched on your experiences with the paranormal. And in the original Zoom recording we did months and months ago, I spoke about how I saw a figure just behind you in your bedroom. But when I was going through the edited footage, couldn't find it. I still can't find it. I mean, I've gone through that video like 50,000 times, still can't see anything. So have you had any strange encounters since?
One. I mean, there's been a few weird things going on, but like personally, um, I had like and I actually sent you a photo of this. I showed a bunch of people because I was so freaked out by it. But I had like a scratch on my arm, and it went like from my shoulder pretty much all the way down there. And it was so huge, and it looked like it had like drawn blood because there was like dry blood on it.
Hmm.
And I didn't even notice it until I like just randomly touched it one afternoon and it started hurting. And I had a look
Ah,
and it was like a giant scratch there. It's not there anymore though. It's like completely gone. And I don't even think it was that long ago that it happened. So it healed really fast for such a huge scratch. But there's nothing that could have caused it. Like
yeah.
I have cats, but the way that I pick them up is like I pick them up and I put them like over this shoulder. So their claws
Yeah.
are like facing that way. So they don't come in contact with that side at all. And they also I shut them out like when I sleep as well. Like my door's shut every night. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Really weird.
That's scary, I won't lie. I mean, if it was me, I'd just burn the entire house down, but,
Yeah.
can't
Well, it
really do
happened this
that.
yeah, it happened the exact same week. Well, our house nearly did burn down a week ago, actually. It's just a side note. Yeah, my sister's fan just like completely started smoking like up the entire house, her entire bedroom, and the alarms just went off at like 1:30 in the morning. So
Damn.
that was the whole thing, yeah. But yeah, the arm thing, what was I saying? Can't even remember what I was saying.
So the scratch healed quite quickly. You usually leave the cats out of the room.
Yes, yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say after that. I was gonna say something else, but I can't remember now.
I tell you what, so since episode 1, a couple of months ago, I was, I would say, smack bang in the middle of like being a believer, being a skeptic. Now, having gone through all these videos talking about my own experiences, didn't realize just how many paranormal slash weird experience I actually had until I spoke about it in these videos. That now I'm definitely 100% a believer. And also, I feel like I'm better able to debunk any type of videos now. Like, instead of going through with fine tooth comb and being like, oh, but this can be debunked this way, I just look at it and I go, yeah, that's clearly fake. I don't understand why I'm wasting my time trying to
Really?
review a fake video. And maybe it's like the video technical expertise, but even then, I don't know if this is a effect per se from watching a lot of spooky content, but even in my unit at the moment, I dread going to the bathroom at night. Like, I'm 30 years old. I'm still the type of person that will turn the light on just so that I can go to the bathroom, turn the light off, and run back into bed. And yet, never had that feeling before when I first moved into this area, even though, this is not necessarily a familiar part of Sydney for me. I've always been like inner Sydney, inner West, now outer Western Sydney. I'm like, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, but there's so many birds around this unit. Like, I'll go to the bathroom, and there's birds like pecking at the window, and I'm just like, oh fuck. Like little things like that that wouldn't scare me before. I'm now on edge constantly. But
Wow.
I mean, there's some real spooky stuff. I'm pretty certain this isn't a ghost, and it's probably just like someone from Grindr stalking me or whatnot. But I've had someone knock on my door at midnight a few times now, and when I open the door, all I can see is just a person walking out the main, like, entrance to our block of units, and I'm like,
Yeah,
who is this? I don't know anyone on like apps or anything that would do this to me. So I'm just
that is
like,
so weird.
is it just like a random stalker from an app? Is it a ghost? Is it one of the neighbors trying to fuck with me? Like,
Yeah. You need to set up like a security camera or something.
speaking of weird shit, I do have some more videos for us to review. So in this first video, this is alleged proof of a poltergeist in someone's house. They've recorded it in separate rooms on a video camera. It was actually recorded last year in 2021, so it's quite recent. I hadn't seen this one myself before. So I'll just press play for you. So you can see some things are starting to fall off the shelves, more items get thrown around. And I my first thought was I did see something on a string, which I'll go back and replay in a second, but there's some things in here, like the fork flying out of the drawer or whatever utensil that was. It makes me wonder what would have been the point of someone faking this to upload it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't even catch the string.
Oh, I'll go back uh, after that chair. But yeah, chair spins around. I mean, that can be done easily with wires, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see anything. The camera looks like it's recording on a screen, which I don't actually think helps legitimize it, because someone
No.
could have put strings in there, blowed them out in Premiere Pro. But yeah, I'll go back to the part. It's around this area here that something falls off, and it looks like it's on a very thick string or rope.
Oh, that string hanging there, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
The other thing is, I don't know what the object is supposed to be. I can't tell if it's like a Alexa or if it's a lamp or some kind of decoration that's maybe plugged in, and that's why it's got a
Maybe
cord or a string attached to it. But
like a modem or a phone or something, maybe.
yeah, yeah, one of those old-fashioned like Telstra TV phone modem things where it's like you can access Netflix, but it's Telstra, so it's $400 a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see ways that this would be faked, but I just don't understand the purpose of faking this. There's been no interviews with whoever uploaded this footage, so there's no necessarily any chance to get paid for an interview with a news station or monetize this video in any way. But what are your thoughts?
Hmm. I mean, maybe they just wanted attention. I don't know. Maybe not
Yeah,
just yeah, from people that they knew, just to say like we were on TV or our house was on TV. I don't know. There's a lot happening too. I don't know if stuff like that actually happens in real life with like, because that's like a lot of activity happening.
yeah, yeah. Actually, that's a good point. In previous videos, it usually seems to be one, two, maybe at most three things, but over a stretched period of time. This is like within
Yeah,
one, not 1 minute, like 30 seconds.
it's like an earthquake happening or something.
Honestly, you know what? I think you've solved it. I think that's what it could be. Because I know that it doesn't necessarily explain whatever this thing that flew out of the drawer is, if it
No.
comes back, but it does explain everything else, like flying off the shelves. The drawer could easily be opened by an earthquake. It could just like jitter in a jar, especially if it's an
Yeah.
old house. Um, yeah. Actually, no,
No,
you
I
know
don't
what?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything paranormal, like really paranormal going on, honestly.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna say it's like 75% fake, 25% real just to give a little benefit of the doubt. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, same. I'll say 75% fake.
Sorry, I laughed when I saw this one because you'll see what I mean. So in this next video, it's titled Mexican Doll, and it's based around this little girl and the dolls surrounding her that seem to exhibit paranormal activity around her. So I'll just press play. Bloody screenshot bullshit. Another YouTuber doing their thing. So you can see she's just playing with her doll, but keep your eye on the doll over here. It's a bit of a blink and you miss it type of thing, but the doll does appear to move.
Oh yeah. Wow. Like its
And the,
head leans towards like the left, kind of.
yeah, and in this second part here, so you don't necessarily see the doll, but it's the same little girl, and the paper just starts moving out of nowhere. I mean, when I saw this, I thought, okay, it's a fan. Like, there's probably like a pedestal fan that's hidden behind the cupboard, just blew the paper. But the girl's reaction seems mostly
Real.
genuine. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, if that was a fan, I think that would have happened like prior to that as well. Like it would have blown straight as soon as she turned the fan on.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh. Like, I didn't see any shadows over here that could be
Did you see
indicative
the
of a
curtain? The
girl.
curtain moved as well, I think.
Oh shit, no.
Or did it not? Maybe it didn't.
It looks like it shook. Like it was going like
Yeah,
but I could actually let me replay that. I'm not sure if it's like the video quality that might
that's what
give
I
it
was
that
thinking. Yeah.
earthquake effect. That's strange.
I think it might be the video because the whole left side seems to do it.
I don't know if you've seen this video before. It's called The Roommate. And this one, it's not necessarily proof of paranormal per se, like ghosts or aliens or demons or anything like that. But to me, this is something a bit more scarier. So I'll just press play for you. So this person set up a camera to record what happens in his kitchen area when he leaves for work at a night time. It's a little bit long, so it might take a while to get into it.
Okay, yeah.
So some time has gone by, and there's someone that's crawled out of the vent.
What the hell?
Yeah, I forgot about that part. There's actually a really interesting story behind this video too. So this person had been hearing like noises, voices, snoring, coughing throughout his house, no matter what room he was in. And he decided to set up the camera. He thought it was someone breaking in whenever he would leave for work or whenever he was asleep. What he found was that this woman was living in his house in the vents.
Whoa.
I can't remember how long it was. It was either 9 months or 9 years. But she would come down, like help herself to some food, some like water, juice, use the bathroom in the kitchen sink, and then travel back up into the vents. This was actually the inspiration behind the Oscar-winning film Parasite. I don't know if you've seen Parasite.
I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. No.
Oh, that is such a good movie. I don't watch like international movies that have subtitles,
Oh,
but that's because that's who I was back then. Now I'll watch anything with subtitles, even like English language shows. shows. I'm one of those
Yeah.
people that's like, my subtitles, I can't read without my subtitles. But
Oh, really? Yeah.
like this, I don't know. If I set up a camera in this unit and I found out someone was living in the vents, I would burn that place down immediately. I'd just be like, fuck this. Keep your eye around this area in the corner of the pool. You'll see something walk towards that area. And I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a giant lizard or crocodile, alligator. I have no idea. Or like a giant rat, maybe.
Oh. Oh no, I didn't even realize there were people in there. Oh,
Like, to me, it looks like a crocodile, like a very skinny crocodile.
really? It
But
looks like a giant lizard to me. Some weird giant lizard.
it like it appears like in the corner just down there. So I'll just freeze frame it. I It looks like something from Ice Age, that movie with like all the animals and everything. I could just see it like coming in from that movie. But
Yeah.
I honestly, if I was in that pool and I saw something like that coming towards me, I would freak the fuck out.
Same. Yeah. I don't think I'd ever be able to go back into the pool.
No, me either.
No way.
Now, Lincoln, as the very first guest and also our very last guest for season one, has there been any particular video you've watched, whether it's been on this series or on the internet elsewhere, or maybe you saw something on TV that's made you think, wow, this has to be real?
Um, there have been a few videos in your series, I want to believe. So the can't remember which video it was, but you did one video and it was like a bunch of like I guess like glitch in the matrix kind of videos. Like there was one where there was like a jogger or something and it just appeared out of nowhere in front of a car.
Yeah, I know
And
the
I remember you
exact one you're
guys were like
talking about.
trying to debunk it and I couldn't debunk it either. Like it was there's nowhere that he could have come from.
Let me tell you with that video. So after I recorded that episode, I went through that video frame by frame, upped the brightness, like stretched it, everything, trying to find the tiniest little portion. The only thing that I can boil it down to is that maybe this person, I sound stupid trying to explain it. Maybe this person that ran outside to the left, and it's like a
Mhm.
black shadowy figure, maybe it had jumped out the rear door or out of the boot of the car that was in front of the one passing by. And that's why you don't see it, despite the dash cam capturing all angles. Because that was the only point where I could say, oh, we don't actually see what happens behind the boot of this car. But at the same time, why would someone be in the boot? And also, how would they escape so swiftly? You know, you'd think someone would like
Yeah.
fall, roll around the road, or maybe just like injure themselves. But this person just like runs so fast.
Yeah, I don't think that would be possible, honestly. Also, the car behind that one, I don't think it like braked either, did it?
No, no,
No. If that were me, I would have braked. I would have freaked out a bit and just like, just to make sure that I didn't hit him.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe they were playing Midnights by Taylor Swift, and they're like, oh, I've already heard Anti-Hero 1,000 times. Let me put on another song from that album, and they got distracted for a minute. But
Maybe.
nah, like out of every single video, that's the one I can't find an explanation for.
No.
Even trying to, you know, if it's an instance where someone superimposed themselves running onto that footage, that would have taken at least minimum 20 hours to do. And it would have involved multiple retakes, like a huge green screen studio. No one
Mm.
would necessarily have access to that unless you're like a James Cameron or, you know, someone working on Avatar 2 or whatever. And it's just like, why
I
would they
can't
waste their
imagine James
time?
Cameron doing that.
To be honest, I can because he's a complete crazy psycho. But yeah,
Oh, really?
he's, I don't know if you know this, he blew most of the budget for Titanic by inventing all this technology and submarines and everything to go and discover the actual Titanic. And like several crew members nearly died because of the water pressure that's at that sea level or below sea level, whatever the term is. And
Yeah.
I don't understand why he did that in the first place. It's just like, why do you need that to make Titanic the movie? The Titanic
Yeah.
movie, all the factual evidence was already available. Why did he need to go down there to do that? It's not like as if Leonardo DiCaprio
Boredom.
was down there in the wreck.
Yeah, that's right. What a waste. That's so weird.
I swear I've been cursed since I started doing this series. And like, you know, I have the horror podcast thing, never had any weird experiences with that or whatnot. Since doing I Want to Believe, I've been hearing like the strangest noises around my house. And I spoke about this a little bit before, but I mean, I'll just be doing simple stuff like, you know, playing video games in the lounge room or doom scrolling through my phone while I'm in bed. And then I
Yeah.
can hear people talking, and it's not my neighbors, it's not like people like underneath our level or walking on the street or anything. It feels like they're right in the room with me. A couple of nights ago, I was just like in bed, couldn't really sleep, so I just turned around trying to get some sleep. Just as I was like about to go to like full deep sleep and everything, I felt someone was in the bed next to me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like I've had that happen a few times in my life, but the last time I remember that happening was like 2017, so
Yeah.
5 years ago. Whereas to have it happen here in this place, which I consider pretty safe, you know, the whole time I was laying in bed, and I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? Don't turn around! Don't turn around!" And then when I did build up the courage to turn around, obviously nothing was there,
Mhm.
and I was relieved, but I was also kind of just like, seriously, if I willed up this courage, there better be someone there. And
Mm.
also, I just felt it was rude because why couldn't they just scratch my back or like give me a cuddle or something? Like, is it too much to
Yeah.
ask?
Oh, that's creepy though. I haven't had anything that extreme. I mean, the most extreme thing that's happened to me is the shoulder, the arm thing, really. But I think that's about it.
Yeah, I won't
Mm.
lie. I've been looking at the background of your room trying to see if something will go
No.
past, like what I saw in the first episode. I haven't seen anything, so you're lucky. Just yeah, it's funny. I do wonder if maybe it's just because of the fact I've been like immersing myself into all these videos, and I get sent stuff all the time on Facebook and Instagram being like, "Oh, have you seen this video? What do you think about it?" And I'll consider putting it into this series, but I'll watch a lot of these videos before bed. Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. Um, Likewise, I am naturally a scaredy cat, even though I do love horror, but sometimes I'll watch a horror movie
Mm.
and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be sleeping tonight. Like I need like a lamp on.
Really?
I need like the TV on. I'm a huge scaredy cat. Oh yeah.
I wish that still happened to me. I wish horror movies still affected me like that, but they don't.
Like I think the last so I watched Smile. Did I think it was scary? Yeah, but it's not a movie that would like keep me up per se. I think the
Yeah.
last movie to ever do that was maybe Paranormal Activity, or you know, if I go back to a really early example, The Ring. I mean,
Mm.
you know, fun story about that one. So I lied to my mum about it, being like, "Oh no, it's a scary movie, but it's not like scary, scary. It's like you know, scary movie. It's a funny movie." And
Mm.
then 10 minutes into that movie, I was like this the entire time. I was so scared of that one scene where, um, Katie's aunt is like, "Oh, I saw her face," and then it's a jump scare of her with the shocked like death face.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy fuck. I've never felt so much fear in my life. I like I would glance up at the cinema screen occasionally, but you know, that whole movie is so spooky that I felt so on edge. I slept in my mum's bed for 3 weeks afterwards, even though I was 10 years old. I
Yeah.
was just like, nah, that movie fucked me up.
Well, that is really young. I think I was like 13 when I started watching horror movies. And the
Mm.
first horror movie that I saw was a movie called The Eye. I don't know if you know of that movie.
Is that Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I don't actually remember most of it. I just remember the scene where she goes back into her apartment, and for some reason I yelled out, "Why are all the lights off?" And then my sister was like, "She's blind, you idiot." And I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense."
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure she had like an eye transplant or something, and the person that she got her eyes from could see the dead or something like that. I don't know. But that was the first like scary movie that I had seen that wasn't like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
But even that scared me at like 13 years old.
I'm getting pretty off topic. So,
Yeah.
Lincoln, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today, not only for our season finale, but also for being our very first special guest and also our final guest for season one.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you so much for having me again, Justin.
Ah, anytime, anytime. So, where can our viewers follow you and keep up to date with everything you're working on?
So I think pretty much all of my social media accounts have the exact same name. I'm pretty sure it's Lincoln DS 24, and I'm on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
And those links are in the description too. So, make sure you follow Lincoln and see what he's up to. And viewers, while this is our final episode for 2022, we hope you'll join us next year for more debunking, more paranormal stories, more alleged proof of ghosts and aliens, more ranting by me about Final Destination 3. I ruined that sentence. I was doing so good till that last part.